Jake Skin from the Boxed In podcast. Delighted to be joined here with Adrian King and Curtis Woodhouse. Adrian, you have certainly dressed up to the occasion here on the press conference. I saw you tweet earlier saying it is your first press conference. But I mean, you did well up there. You know, you certainly entertained us, gave us a prediction, said you're going to get the knockout. Just how are you feeling ahead of what is quite a big occasion for yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident, and I'm definitely ready to go. Yeah.
So this is kind of your first, big opportunity on a big stage. What is the plan Saturday night? You've got a lot of people there, a lot of fans tuning into Zone that are going to be watching you. What can we expect from Adrian King?
You can expect a good performance. I think I'll get the knockout. So yeah, that's what you can expect, a knockout, I guess.
Now, something interesting that I want to kind of bring up is obviously your story. You were getting bullied in school. Curtis has kind of become your mentor. And just something that I've kind of realised now, just how softly spoken you are. It's quite mad to think that you kind of seem like a really nice guy, genuine, well-hearted guy, and then you go in there and try and knock people out.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand where you're coming from. I think it's a mentality switch. When you get inside the ring, that's when my mentality definitely flips, and I just think about getting the win, and then after it, come back.
How does that kind of mentality switch happen? Is it just something that you, naturally, it just does? Do you kind of, you in the changing rooms listening to music or something, getting yourself hyped up? What's the kind of, what's the kind of scenario there?
I would say the closer it gets to the fight, closer and closer, the more the mentality starts to switch naturally, and the more I start to feel prepared and ready.
Curtis, coming over to you now, just how good do you think Adrian King is? Only 20 years of age. What's the kind of ceiling with Adrian?
Well, there is no ceiling. Like I said, if Adrian had 100 amateur fights and he'd had 25 pro fights, you kind of know where his ceiling's going to be at. He's had 2 amateur fights, and on Saturday will be his 6th ever professional fight, and he's so far advanced of where he should be. There is no ceiling for this young man. I really do. Like I said, I've said it up on stage, and I say it to everybody that asks me. Adrian one day will be heavyweight champion of the world. I've never been so sure about anything in my life, and it's mad you should say, because when I first started training him, and I used to see him once or twice a week, I always say that hour that I spent with him was a long hour, because he's a man of very, very few words. He's got, yes, Mr. Woodhouse, no, Mr. Woodhouse. And then over the time, he's come out with himself a little bit. And even to see him now, speaking at a press conference, doing the interviews with you guys, this is not his bag. He's not totally comfortable in it, but just to see him develop in front of our own eyes is amazing. And like I said, when I first started training him, when I first thought about, listen, this kid's ready for his first amateur fight, I honestly wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to handle the occasion because he was so shy. But then what I realised about Adrian is he's actually a show-off. He's a massive show-off, actually. So the reason why he turned into this animal when the bell rings is because he wants to show you guys what he can do. And that's the beauty of Adrian. Like I said, he loves the stage. You might think now when you speak to him, he's really shy, how's he going to handle it? And I get that 1,000,000%. That's exactly what I thought. But when he's in that dressing room and he's ready to go out, he's kind of like, he's ready to show you what he can do. So I'm really excited Saturday for him. Putting a lot of pressure on him. I expect him to go out there and perform. I've seen what he's been doing in training. I've seen what he's been doing in sparring. This kid's ready.
You say that he's ready. I just kind of want to go, back a little bit to when you were working with Adrian in the school. What was that kind of process like from then to you're both now here interviewing me? A long one. I think I was the first person that ever sparred him, and I have got footage of that. And it's a long process. He took quite a long time to adapt. And the beauty about Adrian is he's good at every single sport. Boxing was the first thing that he ever wasn't instantly good at. So the ego inside of him and that sportsman inside of him wanted him to get good really, really quick. And like I said, I've had Adrian since he was 14. From that day to... You're 20 now? You're 20? 6 years now. He's not had one day out of the gym that I haven't told him he's allowed to have. So he don't ring up and say, I can't make it.
doing X, Y, and Z. He's in the gym. He's a gym rat, and that's why he's improved so quickly. And like I said, it's my job is to hold him back because he is so young and so inexperienced. But it does get to a point where I'm like struggling to hold him back a little bit here because he's advancing so quick. And Saturday night is just a small step of where this young man's going to go.
You speak there, Curtis, about holding him back. Obviously, in your career, from a professional footballer to a boxer, it's not something that you can do overnight. It is a process and it takes time. Is that something that you're kind of now hoping to implement with Adrian, that it does take time to learn such a sport as boxing?
Exactly, and that's non-negotiable. So anybody that we work with moving forward, if that isn't in their plans, it won't be in our plans. So I'll hold Adrian back and wait until he's ready. And once he's ready, it'll be all systems go. There'll be no breaks. So it's important that when we do let him off the leash, he's ready. Really grateful for Izzy for giving us this platform, giving us this opportunity for Adrian to go out there and show what he can do. But I really believe this is just the first step of massive things for this young man.
Curtis, just a word on Harry Powell, who's not here right now, but is going to be on the card tomorrow. You know, what can we expect from him tomorrow night?
I actually rang him on the way up here. I said, can you get over to the press conference? He said, I can't, I'm in the delivery van. So he's out working today, so he can't make it over. 6'5" middleweight, good hands, fast. He's strong as well, isn't he? He sparred with Adrian before. He's strong. He had 25 amateur, won 21. So he's a good kid. Again, I'm really excited to see how Harry will handle the occasion. But again, he's a bit like Adrian, bit of a show off. Likes the bright lights. I expect him to go in there and perform well. He's got a tough guy in front of him, Jake Bray, very solid road warrior. So he's in for a good night. But I always get confidence from my guys from the work that they do in the gym, and they're both prepared diligently. So I'm excited for Harry.
Adrian, going back to yourself, we've heard there the words that Curtis has had to say about you. How good is it to have someone who has been there and done it and just has so much experience within the boxing game guiding you in your career?
Yeah, it's great. It gives me, that bit more extra confidence, and it helps me with my lack of experience. So it's great to have him in my corner, help him out,
Adrian King, Curtis Woodhouse, thanks so much for your time.